Hey, what is peace? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Scottyallenday. What crafts do people like to do the most? For people in the traveling industry, crafty? Will I start showing crafts soon? If so, what will I do? Well, I'm talking about that today in my YouTube video. I figured I'd do a nice crafty video, because I did do a lot of arts and crafts. I haven't done it for like 30 years, so I'm probably out of practice. And, you know, crafty videos are fun to do. They show people new things, they show people new designs, and they give them newer ideas. I mean, it's kind of like going to a Christmas bazaar. And going to a Christmas bazaar, and you see all these wonderful crafts up and down, lying down the tables, and you're with your friend, and you say, oh, I can make one of those. And you keep going, and you say, oh, I can do that. Which is one of the things a lot of people, crafters, don't like here in those bazaars. But, oh, I can make that. Oh, I can build that. And it drives them nuts. But the thing is, do you have the time to make it? That's the first question. Do you have the time to make it? Do you have to know how to be able to make it? Well, that a lot of times people don't. You just like it, you're making a comment on it, but you don't want to give them the credit that they made a wonderful product. So what kind of crafts do people generally like the most? Is anything that has to do with glue, paper, or cardboard. In my personal opinion. Glue, paper, and cardboard with markers, paints, and, well, markers, paints, and crayons. Simplest crafts to do, easiest way to be able to make something come out and come alive. But people in the traveling industry, crafty. Or the entertainment industry, were they crafty? Well, yeah, we were all crafty. We all had some kind of a craft involved that we liked. We had one guy that traveled with our Blue Man group for a short period of time that could run a printing press. And man, did the Blue Man group try to keep this guy going until, well, they accepted a residency at Universal Studios. Universal Studios? Yeah, Universal Studios. And this guy just printed flyers. And then once he got done printing the flyers, he'd hand them to somebody and say, hey, well, give rid of the whole stack and I'll give you $20. So you go out and hang out flyers. Other type of crafty people were somebody that can be able to make a costume on the fly. A jacket rips, a sleeve tears off, a jacket gets stained, something gets bleached. They know how to be able to fix it, change it, and create a new style. That happened a lot with, that happened a lot on Madonna's tours. That happened a lot on Michael Jackson's tours. That happened a lot on just about every single metal band's tours. About halfway through the tour, the original stage costume that they had, that they wanted to perform in, totally changed. Of course, it got torn, it got ripped, because of all the action that they did on stage. So one of the second most common things that people, one of the most common crafts that people did, was of course, needlework. Needlework, fabrics, that sort of thing. Fabrics were very common. A lot of times when you had a theater of the clouds and you went to go and you hang up the black curtain, and then all of a sudden half the stitching on the curtain goes down, and you don't have any way to black out the back into the stage. So they take that down and they can instantly grab somebody and get that onto a sewing machine, get it fixed and get it back up with nobody even knowing it. Of course, that particular backdrop is probably sewn 200 times during the course of a tour. And then once that's done, normally when most tours are done and they have that big bolt of black fabric on both sides, they would normally take that and they would recycle it. They'd give it to a yarn mart, they'd give it to a fabric depot and say, hey, we have all this fabric here, can we get a couple bolts? And a lot of time they'll switch bolts for fabric. But other kind of crafts and entertaining, one of the big ones is painting. One of the biggest ones in there is painting. A lot of the graphics that you see on carnival rides, a lot of the graphics that you see on concession stands, the graphics that you see on all the circus stuff that comes through the arena, everything from the clowns, prank booths to even the stuff upstairs that people are selling the shirts and the goodies out of. It's all big crafts. Now, my last question that I said that I was going to bring forward to you guys is, what kind of crafts can I do? Well, I do a lot of music-related crafts. I used to take records and make clocks out of them. I haven't done that in a long time, and it takes a steady hand. I'll have to relearn how to do that again. I used to make wall clocks that looked like electric guitars. I did skull drawings. A lot of times we did skull drawings and we cut them out, and they were used as backdrops. Skull drawings, and they were used backstage as a blotter, like an ink stamp. I can't remember what you call it, but you basically put it in, cut it out in wood, and then you put it in ink, and then you put it on the paper, and I basically call it a stamp or a blotter. I'd made a lot of stuff for music. I made and built lights. I rebuilt and built amplifiers. I built staging. I did wiring harnesses. Now it's a difference when you're pulling wire. And inside of all the sound cabinets or the storage cabinets or the equipment cabinets, you have thousands and thousands and thousands of wires running through. And wiring harnesses was one of my crafts. And basically what you would take is a wiring harness, and you take a piece of wax thread, and you tie it to one nail, and then it's going to go all the way down to probably 8 feet. Now each cabinet is going to have its plugs. So the main thing is, let's say it's going to go 10 high. And you start off at the bottom cabinet, and you're going to have a cam that's going to connect to the other wires, and that's what these specific numbers to be able to hook up to the cam that's going to go where it needs to go. So you basically set it all up, and then each segment that breaks off, you put all your plugs, all your plug-in adapters. It goes all the way down. I mean, from 10 to 1. 1, you don't have a branch off. It ends. That's the end of the circuit. So now I run all the wires. All the wires that go from one point to another. Straight down the line. Now, it's all straight down the line, and basically I'm doing a half hitch and running it and just setting it all up. Then after what I'm done with that, I would take a piece of wax cord, and I normally wear gloves when I'm doing it, and then I'd wrap it, and I'd pull it, and it's 2 half hitches all the way down, as tight as you can get it. You don't branch off when everything else branches off. You got to come back and do that again. Main reason is once you're done with all that, you can't put the plugs on the new stuff yet. The new stuff all has labels. Now you have to take the shrink wrap and put the shrink wrap over the top. Shrink tubing, and then you heat that up, and then you bring shrink tubing, and then you run that in after you've wrapped everything up. Now everything is all labeled, and now you got to hook all your adapters up, and then it's all done. Once it's all done, we put one more piece of tubing on. And now one piece of tubing is just normally a black piece of poly pipe that goes over the top. We split it in half, and then we fuse it with heat. We don't do it with the branch offs or anything like that. It's just there. It's flexible. It's like a black piece of hose. And then we go and plug everything in. That was a craft. It was very popular. A lot of people learned how to do that, and it made things much cleaner. The cleaner it is, the less chance you're going to have a fire. The cleaner it is, the easier it is to be able to set everything up, and you're more organized. And that's another craft, organization. Somebody that can be able to keep everything organized, probably have one of the greatest crafts yet. So, what kind of crafts are you guys good at? What kind of crafts do you guys really enjoy doing yourself? Let me know in the comment section below. I know a lot of people over in Asia have specific crafts that they really like. I have a few friends of mine that have come over from Asia, and I've gone over to their house, and it blows my mind on, what they have. Let me know what kind of crafts you guys like to do. I'd like to even look it up on the internet. Let me know. Drop it in the comment section below. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video. Until next time, keep on rocking.